How's it going, guys? It's Najam. Welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to review the DD3 in-ear monitors. These cost £35. They're on sale right now on AliExpress. These were sent in by ND for me to review, and they have a 10mm dual magnetic dynamic driver with a very thin diaphragm for increased speed and detail. They come in two colors. These ones sent to me are in the blue. And in the unboxing you get the ear tips, you get the in-ear monitors themselves, you get a pouch, you get this SIM card removal tool, or also known as the pin tool, and this allows you to change the modes on the IEMs, and I'll get onto that in just a moment. They come with a silver plated cable, and from my experience that's actually a really nice cable. You don't need to upgrade it unless you want a specific sound. So it's a very nice cable. So we'll start off by talking about the cable, and then we'll move upwards into the in-ear monitors like I normally do. So you do have a 4-pin connector as well as a 3-pin connector. So this is the one that they sent, and it has a microphone in here. It's a very soft cable, it's very loose, and it's very nice. Here is the microphone. I have not tested the microphone, and I'm actually not interested in it. I'm just interested in the sound quality and using these as in-ear monitors. The cable is very soft, it's very nice. I do like the cable. There is very little to no cable noise, so that's very nice. And the in-ear monitors are using a 0.75mm 2-pin connector over here, and they just go in there, the left and the right channel. Okay, now let's take a look at the in-ear monitors closer up. And they do come with different size tips, so you can put them on if you need. You can see the single dynamic driver in there. And there's the nozzle. You can see the mesh on the front. And you can see the shape. I'll go ahead and take these off. There's the dip switches, or the modes that you can switch. And you have some writing. That's the right channel. And they're decent size. They're a bit thick as well, as you can see. Design wise they're very nice. I do like the design on these. And let's go ahead and put these tips back on. So these have modes on the sides, and when you switch the modes the impedance changes a little bit, and these reproduce frequencies all the way up to 40 kHz, which is very nice. Now I'm going to talk about the modes that you can switch, and then later on we'll get on to the sound quality. So I'll put up a picture over here. It's got 4 modes, and you use this pin card, use this pin, and they are very little, and you can switch them. You won't be able to hear that, but it does click in and click out, so that's very useful and that's very nice. As you can see, I've been using mode 3. I've used all the modes, messed about with them, and like I mentioned in the short that I posted up, I was going to stick with number 3, and from experience I am going to stick with mode 3 because it's a well balanced sound. So let's talk about the modes. So mode 1 gives you powerful low frequencies, and from experience mode 1 sounds muffled compared to mode 3. It does have very impactful detail bass, but the highs lose some detail and some airiness. So mode 1 really just emphasizes on the sort of lower mids, and they do have a lot of impact in some of the kick drums and some of the bass set. Moving on to mode 2, and this is good for people who like a brighter sound, who like higher frequencies. And mode 2 has a slight increase in highs, and the highs are still smooth using this cable, And mode 2 is the clearest of all of them from my experience. Sounds the clearest. And the sound stage does increase a little bit, but it doesn't increase in depth. Talking about mode 3, the mode 3 unfortunately is the most boring one. It's a little bit upfront and the sound stage is pretty normal. So we'll talk about sound stage in just a moment. And mode 4 is very nice. It's very interesting. I think I liked it the most, but I do stick with mode 3 because I do prefer a more balanced overall sound. Mode 4 increases the sub bass in from mode 3. So when you go to mode 4, you're going to get sort of like a subwoofer sort of setup, and it has a lot of rumble and it has a lot of deep bass. The highs are very open and they have good detail, but they do lose some air compared to mode 3 in mode 4. Now when you're moving from different modes, there is quite a big change in the sound, and that's very nice. So you can tune these to different flavors. If you're into if you like a brighter sound, you can do that. You can use it as a normal sounding in-ear monitors. Or if you like a lot of bass, you got the two different types of basses, the sort of mid bass, which is very impactful, and the really low bass that you get from subwoofer systems, which you get from mode 4. Okay, now let's talk about the sound quality. The sound stage is okay. It's pretty normal. It's not the widest, and it's not the most, it doesn't have the most depth. So it's a pretty normal sound stage. Now for this price point, I don't really expect anything more. If they did manage more, well, the Belon 03 have a bigger sound stage in my opinion. But as far as the detail goes and the clarity, these are actually pretty nice. The imaging is pretty nice as well, but the sound stage is small and the detail is nice, and you do get the dynamic driver sound from the 10mm dynamic driver from here. And also because it is a little bit faster, being a very thin diaphragm, you do get more detail and more resolution, so that's pretty nice as well. And let's talk about the pros and the cons. Now what I like about these is the fact that they are very comfortable and they are very light. So these are very light, and I do like that. The other thing I like is the high impedance. These are 45 ohms or 35 ohms, around about, depending on the mode you use. Now this means you will be able to drive them with smartphones, but also you can actually use them with laptops, which is what I'm using, and you don't get the hiss that you find on some of the much more sensitive in-ear monitors. So I do really like that from these. And now we're going to talk about some of the things I don't like about these, and this is just my personal experience. These nozzles, they are really long for my ears, and they don't sit in very well. I have to keep pushing them in. I think these tips could be changed to some that have much shorter nozzle, and they'll sit in better with my ears in my opinion. And the other thing is the noise isolation is not the best. I have been able to isolate noise with these, which is very nice, and when you're listening to music or anything, you don't hear the surrounding sound, but noise isolation is not as good as the headphones that I have, the Sennheiser HD 280 Pro. So that could use some improvement. Being in-ear monitors, I did expect actually quite a good isolation, and these are not the best in terms of sound isolation, although they do a pretty decent job. And now to conclude, if you're looking for some in-ear monitors that do allow you to change the sound, these are the ones. They are really nice. The sound quality is very nice from these, and I do like the design. And as far as price goes, they're about £35, so that's pretty nice as well. Okay, if you guys have any questions, ask me in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video.